Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's your boy DELRAY, Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Gang TV, ladies and gentlemen. What's good? I see we got Cassie the killer, man. Cassie says she gonna kill somebody, man. What's going on? Cassie says she gonna kill somebody. What's up? What's up? Prime time. Slim Sins that they still in here. Production. Edward McGee. Let's go. Hey, look. Cassie said she gonna kill somebody. Lawyers arguing about admissibility. Prosecutors tell judge the defense is trying to filibuster. Ladies and gentlemen, the prosecutors tell the judge the defense is trying to filibuster cross-examination. A day after the attorney for Mr. Combs claimed that the prosecutors purposely delayed calling Cassie to testify so that the defense would have less time to cross-examine her, prosecutors shot back in a letter to the judge overnight. Prosecutors said it seemed defense lawyers were intent on forcing Cassie to return to the witness stand on Monday so that Combs could review transcripts over the weekend and help them prepare for additional questions for her. So they also raised the risk of a mistrial if Cassie is required to return on Monday, but instead goes into labor with her third child over the weekend. Wow. Hell of allegations, y'all. They basically saying that the defense is trying to prolong it, hoping for some way, somehow, that Cassie goes into labor, right? But I agree with the defense, the first part about it. They should have called Cassie first if they were that much concerned about her possibly going into labor. So I can't see where that would even, kind of play a part in that, right? Wow. But they don't want, they like said, they said, well, okay, well, they want Sean Combs to read the transcripts for the trial so he can come back and try to help. Well, hold on. If the truth is this is the part that I don't understand. The prosecution is supposed to be the side that gets the truth out, right? The defense is the side that's supposed to argue their own truth, their own side of the story. The prosecution should be trying to get the whole story in totality. This is the problem. So it seems like the prosecution has more to hide than the defense, or they're trying to filibuster, if you will, or trying to get ahead of it. Yeah, this is the sad part. See, the government brought these charges. Cassie's just the witness. Cassie's not a plaintiff in the case. So, I don't really understand that, right? And then they started to debate about the admissibility of evidence for cross-examination. The judge has tried to clear the way for jurors to be brought in on time this morning, what was hoped to be Cassie's last day on the witness stand. One item in dispute, a recording Combs made when he went to rehabilitation after a March 16th attack on Cassie, right? See, we didn't know that Diddy went to rehab. Nobody knows a lot of this stuff that goes on. And see, that's why people, when people begin to talk, that they really sometimes don't know what they're talking about. So Diddy went to rehab after, and see, and this goes to the once again the apology, and it shows that he was fucked up. Because even after that situation, he went to rehab. That tape didn't come out till 6-7 years later. But he understood and probably knew, like, dude, you got a problem, man. You got a problem. Like, dude, your business is all out in hotel hallways and on camera. You paying $100,000 to get the tape put on hush hush. So one item, a recording Combs made when he went to rehabilitation after the March 16th attack at the hotel on Cassie at the elevator bank of the Los Angeles hotel. Prosecutor Emily Johnson said the video showed Combs wandering through nature as he spoke of a religion and God. She described it as an effort by Combs' lawyers to seek sympathy from the jury. No, how the hell he trying to seek sympathy from the jury? And that was from 2016. Man, the prosecutor done, man, they done lost their mind. That's crazy. 2016, and he's trying to seek sympathy from the jury in 2025. On the video, Combs said, "He has God in my heart." The judge watched it and then decided the argument was mute because the defense agreed not to show the video to the jury. Right? Wow. Said Cassie told Combs after the LA attack, "I'm not a rag doll." Cassie told him she not a rag doll. Cassie returned to the witness stand this morning with a spark striped suit, a jacket over a light colored blouse. Defense attorney Anna Estevao resumed her cross-examination. The question related to the March 16th recording of Combs attacking Cassie at the elevator bank of the Los Angeles hotel. In it, Combs can be seen slinging Cassie to the floor, kicking her, dragging her into a hotel hallway. Estevao had Cassie read aloud a text message in which she complained that Combs was out of control from drugs and alcohol that day, right? In the message, Cassie told Combs, "I'm not a rag doll. I'm somebody's child." True, I agree with her. I agree with Cassie on that. Diddy shouldn't put his hands on her for no reason. If you don't want to be with her, you don't like what she's doing, leave her alone. You know what I mean? Ain't no reason for no guy to be beating on a woman. Like I said, if she don't want to do what you want to do, just leave. You know? And I guess Diddy didn't understand his power. She needed him. She needed him more than he needed her. I mean, you know, from a financial and stability standpoint, that's what it seemed like to me. After the hotel attack, through the text messages read aloud, the jury defense attorney Anna Estevao showed that Combs and Cassie were expressing love to one another again. So even after, we know that much, but this is for the evidence in the court, basically, that they were expressing love for one another again. Just days after the Los Angeles hotel attack, as they tried to recover, Cassie told Combs in one text, "We need a different vibe from Friday." See? So this is a tumultuous, toxic relationship. She's saying we need a different vibe from Friday. You know. Wow. So they was rocking off of vibes, huh? Then Cassie basically describes jealous and controlling behavior. Not sex trafficking. Not coercion. Cassie's calling back saying, "Hey, you know what? We need a different vibe." Man, this case is over, man. This is basically a humiliation. And I think that one of those things to bring down Diddy in his whole career. Okay, he did that. I mean, they don't want him to enjoy his money no more, his lifestyle. Cassie describes jealous, controlling behavior. Cassie says Combs was wary of her dating or giving attention to other men, even during breaks in their decades-long relationship. Their decades-long relationship. Oh, not a what you call a pimping and pandering, not a sex trafficking her, and not a none of these other things. The freak offs Cassie was with too. So how could she be used as a witness? You know what I mean? And when she was an accomplice, right? She says the hip hop star took her phone from her on numerous occasions, including when he found out she was dating a football player. Oh, Cassie belonged to the streets then. Kid Cudi, a football player, doing freak offs, Diddy, and when he suspected her of dancing with the singer Chris Brown. Oh wow, Diddy was jealous of Chris Brown too. Man, Chris Brown was at that one of the last parties that Diddy had at his house when he had that big bed in the backyard. Wow, Cassie didn't name the player and denied dancing with Chris Brown. Wow. So this is the part where Cassie becomes a killer. She's a gangster too. So Cassie is questioned about her treatment in 2023, right? Estevao, treatment in 2023. Estevao noted that the woman center the Women's Center offered treatment for sex addiction, sexual compulsion, and love addiction. And she asked Cassie if she was treated for any of these things during her weeks long stay, right? Cassie said she was not, but that she did undergo a neurofeedback therapy. They hook your brain up to a machine and watch something, and it regulates your brain waves. She said that she underwent it 5 or 6 times, or about once a week during her stay, and that she believed it would help her process trauma. Cassie said she also underwent EMDR therapy to process trauma, and gave an example of recalling a traumatic moment when you couldn't escape a room, but through therapy are able to experience what it's like to escape the room. I don't know what that means, escape a room. I don't know what room she's talking about, but she went about her treatment in 2023. I guess they knew that the lawsuit was going to come down, so she went to get some kind of treatment. And she could say, well, she's still suffering from something. You know, she got the money, I guess, to escape a room or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Amazing. This is crazy, y'all. What Cassie said? Cassie said, I'm going to kill you. About making a sex tape. A juror here, Cassie, in 2013, pleading not to make a sex video public. Jurors heard a recording of a distressed Cassie screaming at a friend who said he had seen a video of her performing sex acts. In the recording made by Cassie in 2013, the man claimed to have the video on his phone. Cassie is heard pleading to see the video and then threatening to kill him if it became public. I've never killed anyone in my life, Cassie said, but I will kill you. Those are terrorist threats. Those are terrorist threats. That if you in California, if you do that to somebody and they have proof for that, you go to jail. Cassie made terrorist threats on the phone to somebody. What? Cassie said, I never killed anyone in my life, but I will kill you. Cassie told the man, punctuating her threats with profanity. Cassie acknowledged in her testimony that Combs subsequently made efforts to keep the video private. So now, if Diddy made efforts to keep the video private, right? Then how was he trying to exploit her and do all of these other things that Cassie is alleging, man? It's simply not true. It's simply not true, huh? Darnell Radcliffe, what's good? Dia M, Mo Better, Bro D, Victor TV says less, Mar Dizzle. Mar Dizzle says the humiliation trial now. No, it's the trial that the government brought, huh? So the trial is going already. Listen, the trial is going on a morning break. They're going into a break already, ladies and gentlemen. But we still got some catching up to do, right? Like I said, the prosecution tells the judge the defense is trying to filibuster its cross-examination. They debated the admissibility of evidence. So Cassie's not that innocent, Mar Dizzle. Cassie talking about she gonna kill somebody. She's making herself available for these sex tapes and these freak offs, and then somebody say that they got a tape of her. Like I said, but why didn't the prosecution actually show that on tape? Why didn't they show the jury the tape? They don't want to show the jury the tape because they don't want to show the jury that Cassie enjoyed it. She was enjoying it. She was having fun. It was all good, right? What did Jonathan Odie confirm? A YouTuber. I see YouTuber back. What's up, YouTuber? Cassie had Stockholm syndrome. What? Who said that? Jonathan Odie was a doctor. Is Jonathan Odie a doctor? He's a psychotherapist. He's qualified and certified to diagnose people. Well, absolutely, absolutely, Mo Better. They knew that, and like I said, they was hoping that they could get that. They just wanted to get their piece out. Now everything is coming out. Shit, they talking about. Well, they just took a break, a morning break. It's not a lunch break, but it's just a morning break. You know what I mean? It's getting hot and heated. YouTuber's back. What's up, YouTuber? Hope you come. Like I said, hope you come in here today, man, and you good today, man. Now I understand that. I understand that, but like I said, once again, um, said her cross is going to end by today, by 4:30. U.S. says filing not docketed. I mean, not docketed. Wow. Says Mr. Ventura would be a central witness at the trial. There is this thus issue every reason to believe the defense has been preparing this cross-examination for months. This is the letter that they wrote to the judge, right? For months, and has had more than enough time to do so with the benefit of her communications and the Jinx material. The defense also has had been on notice for weeks that this witness needed to complete her testimony by the end of the week as a result of her pregnancy, and never raised any concerns with that timing until Monday. Well, like I said, they put Cassie on first. I mean, they put two witnesses on first before Cassie. If the prosecution, like the defense said, if the prosecution was concerned about that, they would have put Cassie on first, right? If they were concerned about Cassie. You see what I'm saying? It's like, once again, it's the gamesmanship. It's like, oh, as the court is aware, Ms. Ventura direct examination concluded before the end of trial on day 4, on May 14th, 2024. At which point the defense represented to the court that cross-examination would be complete on Friday, May 16th. See May 14th trial transcript estimated that the cross-examination and redirect would be complete by the end of the day on Friday. So they basically trying to argue about, well, who has the most time. The defense wants to do their redirect, basically, and let that be what that is, right? The government's strenuous objection. And they go over, they basically say, I'm going to play you some audio. Estevao says to Cassie, I'm going to play you some audio. Ventura saying, if you saw a video of someone, wow. Ventura saying, this is Cassie and this is the explicit version of what that is. The Combs lawyer said, I'm going to play you some audio. Ventura saying, if you saw a video of me, of someone fucking me, who was fucking me, you have it. Why didn't you show me? This is Cassie talking about the video that somebody's saying that they have. And this is her talking. This is not the soft-spoken Cassie on the stand right now, trying to play the docile deer in the headlights and none of that. Combs' attorney asking, basically saying, I'm going to play you some audio. Ventura saying, if you saw a video of someone fucking me, who was fucking me? You have it? Why didn't you show me? And somebody said on the tape, because I'm not disrespectful, bro. Ventura, if you don't show me, I will kill you. Cut you up. She says she gonna cut somebody up. Cassie is making terrorist threats. She's a gangster now. Gangster Cassie. She need to put out a gangster record now, boy. She out here talking about she gonna cut somebody up. Putting herself in all of these peculiar situations. Yeah, Cassie a gangster now. Yeah, listen to her. Yeah, you was right. Don't retract your message now, YouTuber. Don't do that. Stand on it, man. I'm just messing with you, man. Hold on. Still the audio played for the jury. Listen. Right? Ventura, I will fucking kill you. I've never killed anyone in my life. I'm going to fuck you up. It's not going to be blood on my hands. Someone else is going to do it. Oh, Cassie talking about putting out hits. She ain't talking about making hit records. She talking, or should I say, she ain't talking about making hits. She talking about putting out hits. She said, I'm not going to do it. Somebody else going to do it. I'm not playing with you. Sujit, tell me. My God, man, this is, yeah. So what are people that's talking? What are people that's talking now, man? Where they at? Like I said, I'm talking about the facts, man. I ain't talking about nothing that I'm feeling. Amazing. Cassie out here tell me she gonna put out the hits. My God. She told him, she said, I will fuck you up. Man. Cassie out here performing on tape and then act like it's somebody else's fault when she get caught on tape and somebody get her on tape. Estevao, that was you, right? Cassie said, yes, on the tape, talking about making terrorist threats, talking about she gonna have somebody kill somebody, right? I'll fuck you up. I'm gonna get somebody to kill you because I ain't gonna do it. Somebody else gonna do it, right? Sound like that Tupac thing, huh? See, Cassie playing, one minute she plays victim, and then the other minute, this is exposing a whole nother side of who she is. This is that toxic Cassie, right? This is the toxic Cassie that they didn't want you to see, right? It's been believed. And so, like I said, showing both sides. Yeah, Diddy is an abuser, right? Diddy he's beat up women. He's from what Cassie's saying. We've seen it on tape. There is no doubt that happened, right? Yeah, absolutely. Anthony Cox will make you do a double take and make you do a triple take, right? Hold on. So Diddy's lawyer basically asks, is that you? Meaning on the tape, Cassie, yes. Estevao, did Mr. Combs express concerns about the videos being released? Ventura, when? Estevao, ever? Ventura, yes. See, now what they're trying to establish is, well, if Diddy's concerned about it, right? How is he trying to sexually traffic you? Well, he be trying to traffic the videos and get it out there. So Diddy didn't want the video out there no more than Cassie wanted the video out there. You see what I'm saying? You say, I Rock James, what you say if I was Diddy, I get a refund? Doing the cross. Right. Hold on now. So Estevao said, did Mr. Combs express concerns about these videos being released? Cassie says, when? Estevao, Eva, Ventura, yes, Estevao. The escort, Jonathan, you thought he took a video. Cassie, yes. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What the people that was talking, Cassie and this Diddy fault and it's all of this, that, and the other. Cassie done turned into a gangster. She talking about she gonna kill somebody. Right? Estevao, listen, Estevao, Diddy's lawyer. Mr. Combs spent a lot of money to make sure the video did not get released. Cassie says, I don't know. Estevao, you had a conversation with Jonathan Odie. That was transcribed. Ventura, I'm not sure. Estevao, he was volatile. Ventura, I didn't trust him. Oh God, these people. This is it. They ratchet as hell, man. They ratchet as hell, dude. Huh? Wow. Wow. So you see the money aspect of what this is, man. Trash is trash, man. I don't care how you bag it up, man. You understand what I'm saying? Trash is trash, man. I don't care how you bag it up. I don't care what you put on it, man. You can put Louis Vuitton, you can put Gucci, you can put Prada, you can put all of these other things, man. Trash is trash. I don't care how you bag it up, player. I don't care how you bag it up. So she asking, well, she asking, well, did Diddy take care of it, right? So Estevao, what did Mr. Combs say when you told him you thought Mr. Odie was recorded? Ventura, he said he'd take care of it, right? Estevao, are you aware of an escort leaving comments on Mr. Combs' Instagram page? She said, no, I am not. Wow. So Diddy was trying to take care of the situation for Cassie. You know what I mean? He wasn't trying to put her out there. And from all understanding at that particular time, he paid a hell of a lot of money to actually get in front of the situation, right? Yeah, escorts. Diddy got escorts leaving messages on his Instagram. Hey, we thinking like, if people was watching Diddy's Instagram, people just thinking that, yo, it's just some regular people on their fans and stuff like that. Nah, he got escorts on there leaving messages. Cassie said, I will fucking kill you. I've never killed anyone in my life. I'm going to fuck you up. And it's not going to be blood on my hands. Someone else is going to do it. I'm not playing with you, Sajid. So my thing is, where did the person was the person that she was talking to on the phone recording Cassie? That's what it sounded like to me. And somehow, some way, Diddy got his hands on that recording, and they playing it in court. Absolutely, it's a big dagger. Hustle hard. Absolutely, it's a big dagger in the case, man. Right? And then she's saying she didn't trust Jonathan Odie, but she trusts Diddy to keep going back and doing the freak offs. What I'm trying to understand is how much she was paid for doing the freak offs. She said it was the job. So how much was she paid? Right? And like I said, when she told Diddy that she thought that Jonathan Odie was recording, he said he'd take care of it. She's basically, are you aware of an escort leaving comments on Mr. Combs' Instagram page? And she said, no, I am not. Yeah, they. Let me see where they at right here. Where they at? Let me see. There's time, and then there's trial time. Say by now the jury has realized that the time estimates are rarely right during a trial. A 10-minute break is likely to be 20 to 25-minute breaks, and a half-hour lunch break is usually about a 45-minute to an hour break, right? Yeah, we kind of understand that, being people trying to cover this thing from the rooter to the tutor, right? Yeah, like I said, once again, the jury hears audio recording of Ventura angrily asking the man if he has a sex tape depicting her. That's so detrimental right there. So now, because listen, ladies and gentlemen, she said she was forced to do all of this, right? The drama that's going on around the sex recordings, I mean the taping and all of these other things, and the iPad being gone and all of this other stuff, the taping that and all of that's going on, what Cassie's aware of, she said, I want to fucking see that. Is it my fucking life? And I will kill you, she said, if you have to pull it up, or she said, if you have to pull it up, or I will kill you, and he will kill you again, right? And I don't know if she's talking about Diddy. That's not Diddy making the threat. That's Cassie making the threat. I am tired of you talking shit. You said you have it. You are playing games. Wow, 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 wow. Well. Cassie Ventura. Cassie Ventura. So now it said, now back Estevao said, so now let's talk about rehab. You still Suboxone? Suboxone was a it's like a narcotic, right? Something like that. What does it treat? Opioid addiction, right? USA attorney. Objection. She tried to object it. The U.S. attorney said, overruled. I mean, the judge said overruled. That's the veil. You wrote a book in rehab. The place treats sexual compulsion, correct? So she done wrote a book in rehab and all that, right? Wow. Mm. Yeah, it's not groundbreaking. Cassie threatening Diddy and all of that. Wow. Cassie basically stated that she attended a 45 a day inpatient treatment center in 2023, the Willow House. The center in Arizona where she stayed describes itself online as a program for women that focus on healing from intimacy and relationship issues, love and sex addiction, emotional trauma, and dual diagnosis. The defense asked if she was treated for sex or love addiction. Cassie said nope. She didn't say no. She said nope. this is this is 2 years ago. Diddy wasn't even in her purview at that particular time, right? Ventura said nope. But like I said, a lot of people need therapy, man. A lot of people, and I'm not shunning therapy. I think, if a person needs therapy or should get therapy, I think that they should. You know what I mean? I mean, like I said, it definitely helps. You know, so I commend Cassie for going and get help. But like I said, yeah, I mean, the place actually, despite what Cassie's saying, The place focuses on healing from intimacy and relationship issues, love and sex addiction, emotional trauma, and dual diagnosis. You know what I mean? So, uh, yeah, like I said, I can't see why. Basically, Estevao said, "Did you get neurofeedback therapy?" Cassie says, "Yes." Estevao, what is it? They hook you up to your head to this machine to show you things to see how you react. Basically, I guess stimulating your brain waves, and they'll show you probably like pictures, and things of that nature, and see, how if you're stimulated by certain visual things, if you will. Estevelle, were you told the effects of it? Um, yeah, basically, Cassie said to help me with trauma, if you will, right? Estevelle, uh, did you participate in EMDR? Cassie says, yes. Estevelle, what does it do? Memories and processing them. The idea is you recall your prior traumatic memories, like for PTSD. You were being treated for PTSD? She said, yes. Wow. So Cassie Ventura harrowing turn as a star witness in the Sean Diddy Combs is uh, expected to Friday after 4 electrifying days. So they're basically expecting to end her Cassie's testimony, right? Which will which will daunt down everything. I think like I said, these other young ladies, I don't know what they can possibly say that's any more detrimental. The prosecution has basically said that Cassie is their star witness, right? Dawn Richard. Dawn Richard, I guess, is up next. A singer in the Combs founded group Danty Kane is slated to be on the on one of the next witnesses. She has accused Bad Boy Mogul of once breaking into her dressing room and groping her breasts and butt. That's not racketeering, man. That's not racketeering. She didn't file no charges. She didn't call the police. She didn't do none of that, right? As well as claimed to have witnessed Combs slam Ventura against the wall. Once again, these are domestic violence situations. You can't listen. The young lady Dawn Richard, she can't come in and state anything worse than what we seen on that video, right? And what we seen on that video, basically James Doe, yeah, absolutely a waste of taxpayers' money. And what we seen on that video is troubling enough, right? That we don't need to hear from Dawn Richard talking about, oh, Diddy did this, that, and the other from that perspective. She was an employee. Now, we don't know if it's true. And if it is true, that's not right, right? But what they have here is a RICO case, racketeering and corrupt organizations case. Cassie has testified she was with it. She enjoyed the free calls. She stole dope and drugs and pills from Diddy, right? She cheated on Diddy. She was scared to tell him. She got burner phones. She was living 3 different lifestyles. She was with Kid Cudi in a relationship with him, then going over doing free calls with Diddy, right? And then going back to Kid Cudi, the allegations that Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car, they haven't proved that beyond any reasonable doubt. All of what we're hearing is hearsay in regards to that. Now, like I said, once again, they just had Cassie played on a tape talking about she gonna kill somebody. The judge, Diddy's lawyers asked, "Was that you?" And she said, "Yes." That's making terrorist threats against somebody. You can go to jail for that. Now, if they had Diddy on tape basically stating that, yo, you know what? I'm going to blow Kid Cudi's car up. Then, they could link that to that. But somebody just saying that somebody said that, that's not enough. At least in my book, Danty Kane alum will be joined by 2 singers' alleged victims. An anonymous woman known as Jane, who started dating Combs in 2020, is slated to tell the jury about how she was expected to have sex with escorts without a condom against her wishes, prosecutor said. Whatever. Right. She would describe a horrific night when Combs viciously attacked her, punched her in the face while she was curled up in a ball on the ground, and slapped her so hard she fell over, the prosecutor said. She was expected, right? She was expected. So to have, man, look. So Cassie, Ventura, basically, she said, I was still physically developing. Combs Estevale, you were 22. Ventura, women keep developing after 22. Don't you think? Oh, Cassie's basically questioning the prosecutor now. Don't you think? Estevale, but you're not suggesting you were still physically developing after 22. Cassie said, I am not. Wow. Right. Like I said, and when they questioned Cassie, right, her propensity for violence too. The defense questioned Cassie Ventura about a 2013 birthday party for her brother, where she allegedly got into a physical altercation with a woman and told Sean Combs, she tried to kill that bitch. ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, Cassie out here trying to kill bitches, have people killed, right? And do all of this other crazy stuff, right? The lawyers just broke for a sidebar to discuss more evidentiary issues, which has been happening a lot this morning on Friday. So the prosecution got a problem with this evidence that they pumping up, man. They don't want to hear nothing about Cassie wanting to kill people, man. They want to hear about Cassie being beat up. You know what I mean? They don't want to hear about Cassie talking about killing people and murdering people and having people killed. And she told Diddy about the girl at the birthday party. She said, I tried to kill that bitch. Huh? Cassie about that life, man. She might be a light skin, but she's about that life. You know what I mean? she's about Cassie about that life. Cassie said, you know what? Hanging around Diddy done turned me into a whole nother person. Wow. Wow. Like I said, I still can't get over the fact they said the defense is playing audio from 2014 in which Cassie Ventura threatens to kill a man who seems to have a lurid video of her having sex. Ventura first asked politely to see the video before shouting, "It's my fucking life." So she know what she doing with her life, ladies and gentlemen. See, she said, "It's my fucking life." Listen, which says to me that she knows what she's doing. She's living her life. She volunteered for this, for doing this, right? And she's embarrassed, right, that somebody has allegedly recorded her. So she's yelling at this person saying, "It's my fucking life," basically, right? And I will kill you. I will kill you. I will cut you up and I will hide you, ladies and gentlemen. She's going to Jeffrey Dahmer him. She can say, I'm going to cut you up and I'm going to hide you. She is heard saying, I have never killed it. Man, listen, what's going on, man? He said, how would you say, Taiwan, what you say, how did he make her aware of the video? Well, evidently the person who was recording, I guess Diddy still probably cool with them peoples. You know, the freak off dudes, you know, whatever, the escort dudes. Yeah. And an old boy recorded the conversation and probably gave it to Diddy's what's the name team for some bucks, man. Money talk, bullshit walk. Let's go. Right? She said, I'll have you killed. And she said, she said, I have never killed anyone in my life, but I will kill you. And it's not going to be by my hands. There's going to be blood on my hands. It's going to be someone else that's going to kill you. My God. Cassie's a gangster, man. She talking about putting hits on people. Whoo, powerful, man. My. Like Johnny Gill say, what? My. And I understand, like the going to get therapy for the PTSD and all of that, right? But they say Cassie Ventura is normally unflappable on the stand, but you can hear her voice shrink as the defense asks her about her mental health and drug abuse. An attorney asks what medications Ventura is taking, mentioning Suboxone and bupropion, drugs for opioid treatment. The rehab center Ventura went to has services for sex addiction and all of that. So evidently, evidently she ain't stopped using drugs. Or in and around 2023, she said, she's being treated for opioid addiction. But I wouldn't think that she's being treated right now because she's pregnant. But wow. Amazing, man. This is amazing. This is amazing. Wow. Hit the like button, hit the share button, ladies and gentlemen. Go check the post, man. I made a post, man. It's a new book out there about Tupac Shakur, ladies and gentlemen. It's called Behind the Walls with Tupac Shakur. I think it's one of the best books out there about Tupac. If you go check my post, you can go link. That's a link right to Amazon, man. It's a good read. Some things I didn't even know. Estevao, Combs' lawyer, coming back. This message is about having a freak out without ketamine, right? Wow. They were using ketamine. Oh, they were using everything, man. It was a modern day drugstore. Estevao, Combs' lawyer. This message is about having a freak off without ketamine, right? And so listen, so the prosecution be like, may I confer with counsel? What? Why? Come on, let it all out. If you wanted to come out, let the truth out. Ladies and gentlemen, the prosecution has the burden of proof in this matter, right? Listen, I'm gonna say it again. The prosecution has the burden of truth in this matter, ladies and gentlemen. And every time the defense tries to bring on evidence about what they're alleging, in after they testified all up to, they got their direct across, right? After they doing that, now every time the defense said, Diddy's lawyer Estevao says this message is about having a freak off without ketamine, right? Right? U.S. Attorney Johnson basically says, may I confer with counsel? The judge said no, but we will take a break. Ooh, listen, the prosecution asks, may she confer with counsel? See, the judge getting tired. I think the judge knows that the prosecution brought this case. They overdid that. You got to understand something. Judges are lawyers too, right? So when a judge sees this, the judge basically looking at the government doesn't get any kind of special treatment because it's the government. Ladies, you got to put this in your mind. Diddy's lawyer says to Cassie, this message right here is about having a freak off without ketamine, right? Assistant U.S. Attorney Johnson, may I confer with counsel, please? The judge said no, but we will take a break. Jury leaves. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on here? I thought we was trying to get to the truth, man. Right? I thought we were trying to get to the truth. So the jury is out. The judge, witness list by Sunday 5 p.m. Right? The judge said he needs to see the witness list by 5 p.m. But will this and other filings, which are clearly judicial documents, be in the docket? As for these long text messages, use binders so we can save time. Wow. Said, listen, jury sees message from Combs that references having a freak off, right? Without drugs. During the jury was out again, showing a message Sean Diddy Combs sent Cassie Ventura in January. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, in January 2016, that was brought up previously on direct examination. So this particular message right here, the prosecution had brought up, right? Listen, this is why she said, can we may I confer with counsel? So this particular message right here about the freak off without the ketamine, right, was brought up initially by the prosecution when they did their direct on Cassie. So the jury was once again shown a message Sean Diddy Combs sent to Cassie Ventura in January. Remember, 2016 is when the hotel situation, but this is in January, 2 months before that situation happened, right? In which reference having a freak off without taking ketamine. Ventura previously testified that K referenced ketamine. I hate K, she said. Not that she hate the freak off. She don't hate the freak off. She hate K. She hate ketamine. So you let me know when. What? Ladies and gentlemen, Cassie is being asked about taking ketamine during a freak off. She then in turn testifies, right? She then in turn testifies that I hate K. So you let me know when. This is not somebody who's being sex trafficked. This is somebody who's with the program. Please don't be mad and think that that's all I want to do, Combs said, according to the text, right? A successful fool is when we remember and when we don't be fiending to do it right the right way, he continued. So basically, Diddy's saying a successful freak off is when we remember and we don't be fiending. Hey, lady, hold on, man. Hold on, man. This is a guy who has over $100 million. Listen to me, man. You got to listen to this. Diddy said, a successful freak off is when we remember the freak off, right? And we don't be fiending to do it the right way. Wow. He continued. Wow, 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 wow. This is crazy, man. Woo-wee. So that's the part that they were trying to hide. So they referenced. So if you understand that now, right? So basically, the prosecution was trying to hide the fact. So they referenced K. See, Ventura previously testified that K referenced ketamine, right? This is what the defense knew. The prosecution knew about the rest of the message, but they only wanted to get the part of the message that they wanted to get out. So now the defense is up there. The defense gonna read the whole message. So they're adding context to the information that's being provided. Cassie basically saying, I hate ketamine, right? So let me know when. Let me know when the freak off gonna take place so I can be there, so we can get it popping, right? Please don't be mad and think that's all I want to do, Combs said, according to the text, right? I think Diddy like ketamine, but Cassie don't. You know what I mean? Cassie probably like the pills or whatever, right? Wow. Ooh-wee. And the funny part is they keep halting the cross-examination, You know what I mean? It's like the prosecution is stalling for time. You know what I mean? Not the defense. Seems like the prosecution keeps stalling for time. I don't think Dawn or Aubrey gonna have anything really to say. You know, I don't think that Dawn or Aubrey from what's that, Diddy Kane. I don't think they're gonna have anything to say more detrimental to Cassie. Cassie was in a 10-year, 11-year relationship with Sean P. Diddy Combs, right? Wow. They say, okay, the U.S. versus Sean Combs, May 16th, Cassie's cross to end by 4:30 today. They saying Cassie's cross examination will end by 4:30 today. It said Sean Combs seems engaged in questioning of Cassandra Ventura by his defense team, whispering to his lawyers, often passing notes that made their way down the table before the morning's testimony began. Combs hugged Ana Estevao, the lawyer conducting the cross-examination of Ventura. Once the questioning was under, hey, I'm gonna tell you like this: Ana Estevao, her stock just went up as an attorney. If we didn't know who she was, we know who she is now. If Diddy get off on this, like I said, if he's proven not guilty, based on the charges, yeah. Say once the questioning was underway, he popped his black frame glasses on, and off to review each piece of the evidence seen by the jury. So Diddy pretty much engaged in what's going on in the courtroom, ladies and gentlemen. And Cassie he's called the football player she was seeing as an example of jealousy that existed between the two. When Ventura returned home without a phone, she said her mother called the police. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Cassie went back home. Cassie went back home, right? Later, Ventura was asked about an incident that had been addressed briefly yesterday when she heard from a DJ that an explicit sex video, including her, was said to be in circulation, right? An audio recording was played in court. Ventura, enraged, grilled the man for information when she was talking about she was going to kill him. Throughout cross-examination, there have been delays and confusion over re-examination of text messages between Ventura and see. That's why I was trying to tell you that the prosecution, they basically doing their direct. They talked about one part of the text. You know how people only want you to see one part of the information, but then disregard everything else. The cognitive dissonance of the matter, right? Throughout the cross-examination, right? So said later, Ventura was asked about an incident that had been addressed briefly, and throughout the examination, let me see. They say as a jury is in a short break, Sean Diddy Combs' attorneys has left the room to try to get their exhibits in order. Combs is sitting by himself at the defense table. He asked the juror member of his legal team to adjust the monitor and the table so he can see the screen more clearly. Combs' sons and sisters are present in the court today. Cassie Ventura is wearing a pinstripe suit, pantsuit. Cassie came up, man. Cassie got her money. She got 20 mil. She's a whole millionaire now. Boom. Cassie a whole millionaire now. Let's see what they doing, man. Come on, man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Cassie said, what? What she said? Cassie said she doesn't hate Sean P. Diddy Combs despite accusing him of rape. Estevao asked Cassie if she still had feelings for Combs after he allegedly raped her in August 2018. You didn't hate him then, and you don't still hate him now, Estevao said. I don't hate him, Cassie responded. You still have love for him. I have love for the past. What it was. So basically, Cassie said she didn't hate him. Well, if she said she hated him, I think that was a setup move. If she said she hated him, then they would have went back to you couldn't have hated him because you had sex with him after again, right? You still went back to do freak offs again, right? Amazing. Wow. Getting back to it. Estevao, this message to Facebook. Who's that? Ventura. Frank Black. A name he used. Estevao, he wrote, I'm in an investors conference. We'll get back to this. You still have love for him? Ventura, I have love for the past and what it was. They said the courthouse has been a madhouse, man. People trying to get in the court, trying to get a seat. Estevao, in your civil lawsuit, you say Mr. Combs raped you in September 18th after you had dinner at an Italian restaurant in Malibu, right? Ventura, yes. Estevao, did you meet with the U.S. on November 30th, 2023? Yes, not the exact date. She said, did you meet with us on November 30th, 2023? She said, yes, not the exact date. Combs' lawyer, Estevao, in this meeting, you said the rape took place after Mr. Combs returned from Burning Man. You said he was acting strangely at that dinner. I don't remember exactly that word. Estevao, did you meet us on April 8th, 2025? Around then, I think they're trying to catch her in the lie, man. They're trying to catch her in the lie. Wow. It's crazy, man. She said, I have love for the past and what it was. Listen, y'all, hold on. Pause. Cassie, listen to me. Y'all, she said that Diddy R-worded her, right? Diddy raped her, right? That's what she said. The lawyer asked Cassie, Combs Estevao, this message to FB. Who's FB? Frank Black. A name he used. Right? Frank Black. I guess that's a name that Diddy used, right? He wrote, I'm in an investors conference. We'll get back to this. You still have love for him? Right? Ventura, I have love for the past and what it was. Ladies and gentlemen, Cassie is testifying on the stand in the court that she has love for the past relationship that she had with Sean P. Diddy Combs. There is no way on God's green earth that they can come with a guilty conviction after she says this. She's saying it right now. We're not talking about, anything else. She's saying that she has love for the past and what it was. So she loved it. And she loved him. What's going on here, ladies and gentlemen? Wow. Wow. You can't make this up, man. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. You can't. You can't make it up. So the premise that they wanted us all to buy in on, Cassie's breakup text, the nail in the coffin. Cassie testified she broke up with Combs for good in August of 2018 after she saw a photo of him with another woman he'd been dating for the last few years. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to what I just read. Listen, Cassie testified that she broke up with Combs for good in August 2018, right? In August 2018, after she saw a photo of him with another woman he'd been dating for the last few years of their decade-long relationship. I just don't trust him anymore. But she knew that he was with her. I mean, she knew that he was with another woman, right? I just don't trust anymore. The last shot in the nail in the coffin, Cassie texts Combs referring to the photo of Combs with the woman identified as Gina, right? I promised myself I wouldn't be with you anymore if you did that to me again, Cassie wrote, telling Combs, you lied to me. And she never went away. So basically, she's saying that she got mad, right? And she broke up with him because she got mad. Not because it was the freak offs, not because she was willing to get with it. Oh man. That's why I think Gina was gonna testify. I think Gina was that other person that refused to testify. But now we see why, I think that text message right there kind of, if Gina was gonna testify, here's another sidebar. Esteveo, you wrote, I didn't mean to be a bitch. I just don't get the time. He writes, just need you to be positive, correct? Ventura, yes. Esteveo, DX 1309. This is about a yoga instructor. Yes. Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta take a short break real fast. I'll be right back. 2 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Chris Brown held in custody following arrest over alleged London nightclub attack. Chris Brown locked up in London, man. They look. You better stop playing with these people. They lie. Who lied, YouTuber? Who lied? Did Cassie lie? She talking about a yoga instructor. Look, it said the defense is asking Cassie Ventura about a weedy series of dates, texts, and meetings with prosecutors that seems confusing even to her. There have been multiple objections and a sidebar and a little coherent testimony. The defense is currently bouncing between an incident in 2018 where Cassie claimed Sean Combs raped her in Malibu, and her account of the incident to the federal prosecutors in 2023 after she filed her sexual assault lawsuit against Combs. The defense also has asked her to recall meetings with prosecutors in 2025. Boom, boom. Okay. Yeah. It was freaky. Hey, look, it was freaky deaky deaky. It was freaky deaky deaky. She said, I don't hate him. I have love for the past and what it was. Ladies and gentlemen, this text right here, this confession right here, Cassie Ventura says she doesn't hate Diddy. The defense attorney, Anna Estevao, asked Cassie if she hates Sean P. Diddy Combs after their relationship. She said, I don't hate him, Ventura testified. I have love for the past and what it was. Ladies and gentlemen, with that text right there alone, this is a not guilty. This is a not guilty. She said she didn't say I hate the past. I hate what he made me do. She didn't say none of that, ladies and gentlemen. That's the ultimate trip up right there. The ultimate trip up is what she just said. The defense attorney Anna Estevao asked Cassie Ventura if she hates Sean Diddy Combs after their relationship. Right? I don't hate him, Ventura testified. I have love for the past and what it was, she added. Amazing. I mean, even after 2016, the beating on the tape, she still love him and have love for what it was. Even after the 2013 beating where she said she got her eye gashed, right? She said she loved him and what it was. Even after, this is the closing argument. When the attorney makes the closing argument, even after the alleged cheating with Gina, she loved him and what it was. And guess what? Cassie was made whole with the $20 million. I mean, for all intents and purposes from a financial standpoint, he gave her what she wanted, right? No, we don't love Diddy, YouTuber. YouTuber, you're the type of individual that wants to negate the facts, and you want people to see things your way, right? Edward McGee, I appreciate that, my man. YouTuber, you want people to negate the facts. We're not saying anything. Cassie just said, what did she just say? Cassie told the defense attorney. The defense attorney asked him, Cassie, if you hate Sean Diddy Combs after their relationship. She said, no, I don't hate him, Ventura testified. I have love for the past and what it was. She basically said that the man R-worded her and did all of these other things, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, man. Hit the share button, man. Like I was telling you guys earlier, also, man, this book right here on Amazon, man, it's one of the best books that I've ever read about Tupac, from a dude by the name of Donald Richardson, not related to me. He's from New York. He did 23 years in the penitentiary. And when Tupac came through to Rikers Island, and this picture on the front of it, you can see that's him and Tupac at Rikers Island. He talks about everything in the book, man. Like I said, once again, I also did an interview with him too. It should be airing on the Art of Dialogue soon. Like I said, once again, yo, you got to check this book out, man. And I also did an interview with him, also coming on the Art of Dialogue soon, ladies and gentlemen. You got to check it out. Like I said, this book right here is one of the best books I've ever read about Tupac. So once again, yo, Behind the Walls with Tupac Shakur, man. Some things I didn't even know, to be truthfully honest with you. I don't think nobody knew. So yeah, like I said, once again, so stay tuned for the interview on the Art of Dialogue coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be popping. Like I said, once again, look. Most people can sit back and say the things that they want to say. Like I said, once again, you can hate Diddy all you want to. Like I said, once again, this was something not that Cassie brought to the court. The government chose to piggyback on Cassie's civil suit, right? Thinking that they could use Cassie as a catalyst to get a conviction, right? And then on top of that, they brung in these other young ladies from Diddy Kane or whoever else is going to be testifying, right? And it's basically saying, hey, you know what? You know, we got a great case. You know, you be willing to testify. Now, Cassie's testimony or her cross-examination is up at 4:30 today. Once again, if we listen to what the prosecution had brung on in regards to when they were doing their direct, when they were finished, I was like, that's it? You know what I mean? You know, they haven't proved anything. Anthony G. No, that's not the lost tape of Tupac, man. It's actually a book, man. It's actually a book, man, of a memoir by the guy Donald. And like I said, it's popping, man. That's the guy right here on the back that actually, like I said, he did 23 years in the penitentiary, different penitentiaries in New York. And he came out, he finally came out and wrote a book about it. Like I said, I recommend you reading it. It's a great read. Like I said, I found out some things that I didn't actually know. So, like I said, for the people, like I said, I also conducted an interview with him. Should be airing on the Art of Dialogue soon. And like I said, y'all should, you definitely need to support that more importantly than anything. A 2 month, you said 2 month trial? I don't think so. I don't think this trial gonna last 2 months. Khalid. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna last 2 months, man. I really, truly, honestly don't. This trial gonna be over probably in the next, I would say, 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. So yeah, she back on. She say what? Hold on. Yeah, according to Estevao, Ventura wondered if the attack was linked to Combs' bipolar disorder. Oh, wow. So Sean P. Diddy Combs has a bipolar disorder, ladies and gentlemen, because he's been acting strangely. So that's another thing we didn't know. Sean P. Diddy Combs has bipolar disorder? Wow. She confirmed on the stand and did not respond when she told him to stop. The defense had never before mentioned a potential bipolar disorder at the trial. So listen, the defense has not mentioned anything about any kind of bipolar disorder involving Sean P. Diddy Combs. It is Cassie who has testified that Sean P. Diddy Combs suffered from bipolar disorder. Amazing. Amazing. Wow. Wow. See, why didn't the prosecution bring this up? This case should have never been brought up. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? So now Diddy basically gets a pass because he got bipolar disorder. So if not for the bipolar disorder, right, which Cassie just testified on the stand, and they said the defense has never before mentioned a potential bipolar disorder diagnosis. Amazing. Wow. Bombshell, ladies and gentlemen. Bombshell. Bombshell. Estevao. What did you write, Ventura? I wrote, I stopped even caring. That's the veil. But you did care. Ventura, yeah, that's the veil. So he said, you could date other people. Let's just talk about it, correct? Ventura, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Cassie Ventura just testified on the stand. Diddy's lawyer asked her, so what did you write? So I guess they're reading the text messages, right? What did you write? Right? Ventura, I wrote, I've stopped even caring, but Estevao, Diddy's lawyer, said, but you did care. And Cassie said, yeah, Estevao. So Diddy said, you could date other people. Let's just talk about it, correct? Ventura said, yes. So Diddy wasn't trying to hold her captive and sex traffic her and all of this, all of this stuff. What are we doing here? I believe this was brung to assassinate Diddy's character. I don't love Diddy. I don't have no love or hate for Diddy. We're discussing the facts. Cassie Ventura is on the stand right now telling the world that Sean P. Diddy Combs said that she could date other people. Let's just talk about it. Correct? And Cassie said yes. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Wow. Wow. Cassie, Diddy's lawyer says, Diddy's lawyer says, what did you write? Ventura, I wrote, I do love you. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. Cassie wrote, I do love you. I would just prefer not being one of your girlfriends. She wanted to be more. She wanted to be more than just a potential jump off. But Diddy was repping her like they were, you know what I mean, a couple. She was going to the Met Gala. She was going to the premieres. She was with, she was with him everywhere he went. What are we doing here? Ladies and gentlemen, for all that they sold us, what did they sell us on? They said it was little kids involved, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to me. Them defamation lawsuits that Diddy filed, they're going to be quickly settled. So the money that he might be spending for this case, going to come right back to him. What's the guy name? When they, look, Diddy filed the lawsuit.